Hey, Catalyst crew. Welcome to Catalyst Corner, episode 67. It's Sunday, so we've got Partially Proficient on here with us. And, yeah, let's get into it. How you doing, Paul?
Look, so I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. Mental health is in a great place. I'm healthier.
Good. Yeah, you were having a go of it last time.
I'm down 20 pounds.
Wow.
Getting a lot
stronger. You taking the Shilajit?
Yeah, some Shilajit.
It helps. It does help because it brings up your body temp.
Look, I'm taking a multivitamin fish oil. I'm
doing all of it. Oh, you're taking the old omega-3s.
Yeah. I'm
I
working
like
out
it.
Like every day. It's good.
Wow. How do you feel?
Like
good?
Eating better. Yeah, I feel real good, dude.
Good.
Yeah, getting healthy again, which is nice.
I like to hear
the mental health is better as a result, too.
Yeah. Good. So you've come out of
Let me tell you, the content
despair.
creation recently is driving me goddamn insane.
Well, you can't be mentally healthy and create content.
No, it's good. I just
they're opposites.
Yeah. Look, content will come eventually.
Content's fine over here
on my end because boy oh boy, I'm working off of one phone that is not good.
Yeah, we got to get you some equipment
because
we'll run a Kickstarter and get you some equipment.
Please help me. Fuck.
So had some interesting things kind of pop up with Catalyst.
Yeah.
So got a bulk order.
Oh yeah,
for capybara art prints.
Very nice.
Yeah. Somebody's giving them to their squad before they deploy or whatever.
Okay, sure.
So I gave them like I gave them a bulk discount. I gave them a military discount.
Cool,
cool. I'll hook them up.
Treat them nice. Yeah.
But like that stuff like that feels good. I'd love to do more of that sort of stuff. Like that makes life easy.
Right, you're doing something cool,
Right, they like it.
It's a little better for you, right?
So that's kind of cool. Getting a lot of love from the MK coasters. Should have.
They're cool, dude.
Yeah, the Realm cast is actually. We sent them a set, so we should see some content from them. Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, they reached out. So, I caught a movie.
Yep.
Yeah. The Meg 2.
Oh.
Now, have you seen the Meg?
No.
Okay, so
I get the gist of it. Yeah, it's a giant shark.
Right, it's a popcorn film. Like, there's a lot of humor in it. Some action. You got fucking Jason Statham.
I was going to say, Jason Statham back doing movies again.
Right. Yeah, you like to see it.
Just this one, though.
I like the first one. No, he's in Expendables. He's popping up.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they were doing that.
Yeah, there's a fourth one.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll watch it, though.
Yeah, me too. You got to. So, I liked the Meg one. I did like it. I liked it. It was nothing. There was no lesson or anything. Like it was just
you
a
didn't
stupid
walk away
fucking
with
giant.
I got a lot to think about after that.
So we got a copy of the Meg 2.
Right.
And she's super into it. She, like I'm not watching the Meg by myself.
Right.
But she liked the first one and she wanted to see the second one, so we got a copy and we watched it. And she liked it. Now, I didn't hate it, but it's an hour and 47 minutes.
Okay.
Right? 50 minutes of it is exposition.
Wow. That's a lot for a movie about giant sharks.
Right. I'm there to see Jason Statham fight sharks. That's all I want to see. I don't care about the evil mining corporation at the bottom of the trench. I will say, though, the one thing that truly bothered me out of all of it, my boy, at the bottom of the ocean, like the deepest, with 6,000 meters, deeper than the old,
it's quite deep,
the Titan sub.
Yeah, deeper even than the Titan. Yeah,
he's able to swim outside of the enclosure.
Look,
no protective gear. Because he's filled his sinuses with water.
Yeah, his pressure is equalized, Evan.
It made me so angry. And I'm trying not to ruin it for her.
His pressure is equalized, Evan.
It's not equalized, Paul, okay? Because it's just fucking not, okay? There's no way you could do that as a human.
Feels like how science would work.
he's got some water in his sinuses, like the crushing pressure that would destroy everything won't touch him.
Yeah,
no problem.
Of course. It blows apart.
Implosions are like TNT level explosions. Like, yeah, but if you put a little, water in your sinuses,
right in the sinuses.
If the fucking crew on the Titan sub had done that, no tragedy.
Yep.
So that was the worst part, but the last half an hour was the payoff. Really, really fun. We watched Doom.
Oh,
yeah. Well, we were talking about it last week. We had to watch it.
It's a great movie.
She'd never seen it.
Really?
Yeah, she liked it a lot.
Good.
Good. It holds up because a lot of the effects are practical.
Yeah. Okay,
oh, the movie's terrible.
Yeah, I was like, hold on.
No.
I thought you were like, the movie holds
up. I'm sorry.
up.
Let me rephrase that.
No one here could
visually
see the
aside
look
from
I gave you.
Yeah, aside from the first person thing, which is awful. Like, it doesn't hold up. It's like shitty CGI.
Yeah.
The most of the monsters are practical effects, so they look good.
Huh.
Horrible film.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched it.
Yeah,
so
that one I'd stay away from. You got any other news for me?
Yeah, so this is it's a tragedy.
What do you got?
In my eyes.
Oh, not a tragedy.
So I was looking through things. We always like to talk about a few things. So I was looking into some news.
Yeah.
And I learned Charles Martinet will no longer be voicing any Nintendo characters.
What? What?
Yeah, so
did they give a reason? Is he sick?
I haven't seen it. So he got moved into some new role. He's going to be like a Nintendo ambassador or Mario ambassador.
Oh, he's still like involved or whatever?
Yeah, he's going to go to like events. I don't know whether he's going to go to events to do the voice, but...
Yeah, but like
I don't know.
I met him at Rhode Island Comic Con once.
Well, good for you.
He wasn't doing the voice, really. He was just there, like, signing on.
Not even throwing a woohoo out there?
Yeah, he did a couple woohoos,
that's all I need.
He gave you a let's go.
Okay. You're like, oh, he's not doing that. Except, okay, well, he did the iconic shit.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he wasn't doing it for every person. Like, something would happen that got him excited. I imagine that'll stay the same. He's going to never do the fucking voice again.
Can you imagine? They made him
they
sign
put a gag
something.
order on him.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No more let's go.
You're dropped off payroll. Like, you're fired the second that voice comes out your mouth.
If you use that, we're moving on with Chris Pratt as the voice. Yeah, we're going to sue you to oblivion.
Take us home.
I hope, you know what it probably is?
Hope
it's
not.
probably a
Love
combination of, the Mario movie was a huge success.
Right.
So they're probably going to lean kind of closer to that sort of voice style. Maybe not Chris Pratt, but like, that kind of voice. And his voice is probably shot. I mean, he's been doing that voice for 30 years.
Look, so I'm going to tell you the first thought that entered my mind.
Yeah.
I was looking at this. I was reading this like whole statement that Nintendo put out.
Yeah, because he put one out too. I'm on to a new adventure. It's all copacetic.
And my first thought, it's like, oh, the end is like come. Like they've like realized they can get AI to do the voice for cheaper.
They're pulling a Disney,
and they're just like throwing him into some like, hey, don't feel bad. You're still on payroll.
Yeah, you're still part of the Mario verse.
Also, like, we'll cut your pay totally. Like, you're totally out of it all if you ever talk about the reason why you stopped doing it.
They're just using AI to fucking...
They NDA him, keep him in some job to keep him happy.
Right. Just to keep him fed.
And now it's all AI.
Yeah, it's just AI.
It's just cheaper for him.
You know what, though? It's Nintendo.
They're fucking evil, dude.
They would do it, and then like people would like be like, "This is great. We get to have Charles's voice forever." Yeah, that's how they would spin it.
Oh yeah, maybe.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna call.
Well, unless Nintendo gets mad, and then obviously we love Nintendo.
Yeah, I love you, Nintendo. Please don't hurt me.
Don't send the plumber, please. They don't even send Mario. They send like Waluigi.
Hey, it's the wah.
Yeah, you're just like taking a shit.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that's not the last sound I want to hear. So
no, me neither.
Anyways,
that's a shitty, shitty bit of news.
All of it. Yeah, you lose all the voices.
I'm glad they're at least keeping them in a role.
Yeah,
like that's pretty important.
Look, I hope it's I hope it's for the right reasons. He's either like, hey, my voice is shot.
He's getting up there too.
Right,
you know?
right. He's been doing that for a while. I hope it's all for good
reasons. That's a monumental moment in video game history that most people won't recognize.
Yeah.
Until after it kind of happens.
I mean, I don't think there's a video game character more iconic.
There's not. It's Mario, and then maybe Link is a close second.
I think there's a dozen characters you could argue as being the second.
Here's the thing. It's Mario. Because
Mario.
If you talk to parents or even boomers,
is that one of those Mario games?
Yeah. Oh, you're playing Mario,
right?
That's what it is. Is that Mario is such a phenomenon that,
right?
Yeah, very sad. Very sad.
That sucks.
All right, let's get into a little meat, and then we'll we got a little something, and then we'll get into the bulk. I wanted to talk about. So there's been some internet drama, some streamer drama.
Yeah.
So
a few things floating around recently.
Yeah, and this is kind of stirred up some feelings that I have about all of this too.
Go with it.
So the first thing going on is there's a TikToker named Bentelect.
Yep, I've heard about this one.
Yeah, and he's in some hot water because apparently he's been pressuring OnlyFans models to
women and stuff.
Right,
He's just
to get with them. Allegedly.
Right. He's got a weird way about him.
He's like, I got a podcast. Come on my podcast. Just to be clear, you can come on our podcast. We're not going to try to fuck you.
No.
Unless you want it.
I'm still not going to.
Well, neither am I. We're not going to fuck you. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
No. All right.
Nobody's fucking anybody.
The door's closed on me fucking anyone.
Yeah, Paul's not fucking anybody. Me.
You can ask.
Yeah, you can at least. Look,
okay,
if you
this is going on for a fucking while. You're making it real.
You got to make the right ask. So this guy, lots. He's his content is the worst.
Yeah.
It's the absolute worst.
I tried watching it as well. It is just.
So here's the thing.
I want to get an idea who a person is before I'm going to criticize them at all.
Sure, for sure.
Hey, are you making good shit and this is just one bad moment?
Right, maybe you're super creative and this is just kind of a weird, eccentric behavior that you got to fix.
Look, hey, I wouldn't even excuse it then. But yeah, look.
I'm not trying to excuse it. I'm just saying
I can get that
at least it makes more sense to me. It's he's just a fucking lunatic. He doesn't realize what he's doing.
Maybe. I don't know. But
not with this shit, though.
No. He'll have a meme on screen behind him.
Yeah.
And he'll go, ha, we can all relate to that.
Yeah, it bothers me because it's the most low effort. That's my problem with it, is that you're stealing content, basically.
It is. It's nothing.
So here's the thing.
It's not funny.
We talk about shit,
interesting.
Right? We talk about other people's stuff, and there are some guys that I listen to. Charlie, Mr. Gigi. I like he talks about things, but they're making content.
Right? They'll have an opinion about it. They'll say, "Hey, this is my feelings." Right. Here's why I think
even
this.
A step deeper,
the way this person is acting, good, bad,
together.
Or otherwise. Right. Right.
This guy is literally just taking a screenshot,
he's
putting himself on a green screen and going, luckiest people in the world. Oh, so lucky. Ha ha.
Elite.
Yeah.
But not elite.
And here's the thing. I hate it.
Oh, it's just
I hate it,
incredibly
but
bad.
He's doing well.
Yeah,
he's doing really well.
It's insane how successful that can make you.
So far be it from me to say what's good and what's not good.
No, I am. I'm going to say it. That's bad.
Right. To me, it's bad as well.
That's lazy.
But people like it. So I'm not going to say that.
Evan, I'm here to tell you those people are objectively wrong.
Yeah, stop. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to gatekeep anybody.
I'm going to gatekeep all of them.
Great. It was nice working with you.
Bentelect fans, you get out.
You don't want Bentelect fans watching our shit. I disagree.
They weren't.
They weren't anyway. I know. It's too long.
Yeah. They have 5-second attention spans. What are you talking about?
So that, so he got in a lot of hot water and a bunch of women came forward and posted the DMs and everything.
Sure.
And
it was weird.
And you know what it is? It's so,
I got into the weeds.
It's so scuzzy. It's such a scuzzy thing. Like, hey, I think we could make some money on your OnlyFans.
Right. He'd be like, hey, you want to do a podcast episode with me? And like this, they'd be like, hey, yeah, sure, that sounds interesting. He's like,
right, you got a huge follower base.
Well, you're here. What about making a film? What about, hey, what does well on your OnlyFans? You could do that to my penis.
Yeah, like shit like that.
Like what
and
the
then
fuck?
Like there'll be one chick
Out of
that was
nowhere
like
with
hey,
this guy.
We could do one, but like you got to get tested. Like it takes about a week. Like being responsible, right?
Sure.
And he's just like, nah, fuck you, you're a flake.
Yeah, and she was like, hey,
what?
What? Do you already have like a creator account? Are you like an OnlyFans guy already? Is that a part of your thing I didn't know?
Right. And he's like, and it's so like, transparent that it's just like, he just wants to bang these women.
Yeah, he just does not care about like this podcast is a nothing. It's just bait.
So that bothered me because we've been grinding at the podcast game for a minute,
right.
And like for someone to just be like, oh, I'll do a podcast to fuck women,
right? He's gonna take his audience, and of those that follow onto content that takes more than 30 seconds, he would be instantly more successful than we are, and he's using it just for that.
Right. And I think that's really frustrating is you kind of cracked a code.
Right.
Being a non-creative, like that's the worst is when you see he's clearly a non-creative.
Right.
And when you see a non-creative in a creative role doing well,
right.
This eats.
Guy, he just took this easiest thing to get an audience on. I'm sorry. TikTok is one of the easier platforms to get a huge following. There's just so many eyes on it.
Yeah, but you have to be willing to do the,
Yeah. You have to follow
the like I got almost 2,000 followers, but I had to grind
content. And look, hey, you don't have to tell me.
I know.
I'm making the stuff when I can, obviously, but
no, I'm saying like to do the content you want to do on TikTok is not a guarantee.
That's not going to do it for you.
That's not a guarantee.
This guy did the content that works.
Right.
He got the following.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying the cheat code is. He did the stupid TikTok memes, whatever it took to get the following there, and then you just convert it. You convert it into what you actually want to do.
Right.
And for him, that's be incredibly lazy.
Right. And the worst part, and fuck OnlyFans models.
Yeah. That's what he wanted it to turn into. That's what bothers me
is like you've gotten your foot in. You have a huge audience.
Right.
You have an opportunity to actually do something now.
Right.
And this is what you choose to do. You are a garbage human.
Oh, he sucks.
Oh, even just looking at him, he's just the sleaziest fucking dude.
Yeah, this guy's terrible.
And he has a bad habit of copyright claiming people if they use fair use of his clips.
Oh, yeah, he's very litigious. Yeah. He
well,
wants
not even litigious. He just copyright claims.
Well, he likes to threaten. You're right. Yeah, not litigious because he doesn't actually ever sue anyone.
Right.
He just likes to throw the threat of it around to bully people and shit.
And he's got a big enough name that it's scary, you know?
Right. He has a following, so people probably assume, oh, he has the money, the influence. Right.
It's not like Warner Brothers coming at you, but it's it's someone
bigger than the average Joe.
Sure. Right.
You know?
So I mean, that's been kind of going on, and that got me thinking about just kind of reaction content in general.
Yeah.
And what's kind of funny is there's content that I really like. I like content where, like, for the Mortal Kombat stuff, right?
Right.
Where they'll break the trailer down and start going into it and being like, hey, look at this. We found this. We found this.
That's different, though.
I know, but it skirts.
Right.
It skirts the line of reactionary content because a lot of those guys will do a reaction to the trailer, too.
Right.
That shit is, I don't care that I'm excited too. Like you and I are vibing on the same plane. We're excited about the game. I don't need to fucking watch you get excited about the trailer I just watched.
So
there's no content there.
I'm okay with certain things about it because let me play a little bit devil's advocate, a little bit my own opinion.
Sure.
So let's say we have a guy like Maximilian Dude. Love his videos.
Yeah, sure.
Love the dude.
A good portion of them.
Right. He does great gaming content in general. He's a fighting game guy, and a lot of times he reacts to new trailers and stuff like that. And to an extent, I'm happy to watch those because I want to watch the trailer anyways. Yes.
Okay.
I got the whole
that's a fair caveat.
parasocial garbage.
I get it.
Where I'm like,
yeah.
Now I'm watching it with this guy. Yeah, exactly.
No, here's the thing.
So,
I get what you're saying. And,
right.
And the thing is that dude's content is not just reaction trailers. So I'll give him the watch to help him.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I'm okay with it if that's not all that the creator makes.
Right. I'm with you on that.
If they have a following who's into a certain genre, and then they're going to say, hey, I'm going to react to this big news in the genre.
Right.
Hey,
I'm with
that's
you.
important to their following because they have this relationship where they value their opinions.
I get it. I know how easy it is to get clicks from reactionary content.
Right.
So I like someone like Dude or even Dynasty or even Kenny Bomb, like any of those guys.
Right.
I'm more willing to watch a reaction because I know that they have 9, 10, 11, 12 other videos. Super. Yeah, Super's the best. Like, yeah, he's awesome. But that's what I'm saying is like those guys I'm willing to watch the reaction, not because I enjoy it, because I don't. It never hypes me up any more than I already am. But I'll give them the view because
you want them to create making.
Right. Keep going. Like here's my up, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your watch time. Here's your upvote.
But they're not reactionary creators.
Right.
But there are tons and tons and tons and tons of them. And it's just like it's horrible on TikTok. You ever seen on TikTok the fucking
they're parasites in
the
a weird
singer
way,
like the quote unquote voice coaches they call themselves that'll like listen to someone singing. And they just like their whole fucking content is the split screen. The male or female is singing, right? And they're doing a great job. And then the fucking voice coach just goes, wow. Like, will mouth like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. To me, it's just like, what the fuck are you bringing to the table? Nothing.
Right. And that saying is, they're not a voice coach.
Right. And even if they are a voice coach, even if they are.
Right.
Like, you're not going into it. Like, I've seen content where voice coaches are like, oh, this is a falsetto.
I was
this
about
is hard
to
to
say,
do.
like, look, if the voice coach wants to pause every now and again in their real voice coach and talk to me about why what's happening is impressive, what is technical or, different about this. Hey, maybe even critique something that this amazing singer has off.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting content because that brings some depth to something I may not have understood. But yeah, like you said, just sitting there going, whoa, wow. That's incredible.
And don't get me wrong.
That does nothing.
I'm guilty of it a bit. Like, I like the movie ones that they cut down all the bullshit and you just get the basic summary of a film.
Even that's changing it. It's creating a bite-sized form of what you want to see.
And that's the thing is that I'm much more okay with stuff like that.
Right.
Because it takes effort to clip it down to something that's both digestible and enjoyable to watch.
And understandable for the plot of what you're seeing.
But somebody just getting in front of a fucking camera and mouthing, wow.
Or,
oh my God.
Or I relate with that.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
It's not content and it's flooding the fucking platforms.
It is. It's so bad.
And it's ruining it.
Yep. Yeah.
And those are the kind of people that are making it is fucking people like Bentelict.
He's I would say he is like even the worst case scenario.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen it,
he's the
stay away.
Worst that has any following that I've seen.
It's the most low effort stuff ever.
It's insane.
Wow, I wouldn't sleep in that bed.
Yeah. you saw that one, huh?
Yeah, I did. Wouldn't sleep in that bed. It's
bad.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
What? That's your commentary on it?
That's like the video.
Yeah.
That's, hey, there's a bed on screen. And he says, I wouldn't sleep in that bed.
Yeah, or
there's your video.
It'll be like a meme, and it'll be like when the booty claps, and he'll go, true. And that's the video.
That's it.
Yeah.
There you go, folks.
Yeah.
They're a banger.
68K fucking upvotes.
All right.
So to keep with the internet a little bit more.
Sure.
So there is a big issue going on right now on the tech side of YouTube. Are you familiar with the channel Linus Tech Tips?
Yeah, he's been around forever. Yes,
forever, and a lot of his content is okay.
Yeah. No. It's like generally, it's good.
Sure.
If you want to learn like a basics on something,
right.
decent.
It's always interesting to kind of see some of the toys they get to play with, like things like that.
Sure.
But apparently, he's in some serious hot water right now.
Really?
Yeah. He was given, so the new graphics cards run extremely hot. They're basic. They're huge.
Yeah.
And so this company came out and they're like, look, we made this cooler for graphics cards, so like you can really push your graphics to the limit without worrying about overheat. Yeah, it's cool. A great idea. And they sent a prototype over to Linus Tech Tips, and they were like, hey, look, you have to use this. This is just a prototype. We haven't worked all the bugs out yet. You have to use this equipment to make it work.
Okay.
And Linus decided that he was going to use similar equipment.
I see.
And it didn't work. And he went on there and he said, this is trash. Don't ever buy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Yeah. Well, not using the right equipment, mind you.
Right. Well, going against what they said would work.
So, they basically just, this huge YouTube tech channel just took this startup.
Right.
And dragged them through the mud.
Right. Held their head underwater,
Right. And it's not even based on reality because he didn't use the right gear.
Right. They're still working it out,
So they reached back out to Linus Tech Tips and like, hey, can we have our prototype back? You agreed to give it back once you were done. That's our prototype. We need it.
Right.
And Linus Tech Tips goes, oh, no, we auctioned that off. It's gone.
Like.
So you stole a company's prototype.
Sold it and said, yeah, screw off.
Yeah, you stole it at that point.
Right.
So that kind of opened the floodgates a little bit.
Yeah.
So now people are coming forward and they're like, look, it's not for the love of tech. It's a content creation machine. Most of the reviews are, not always using brand new gear and everything. Like it's just to churn out content
as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be accurate. It has to be fast.
Right. And now they're talking about work abuse and stuff. Like it's his shit is on fire right now.
This sort of shit happens all the time, doesn't it?
It just seems like the people that make it the furthest are just the worst.
Right. I just want to get ahead of it. Before every podcast, I assault Evan.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It's like 5 to 10 minutes of unbridled violence.
Yeah, it's not that long.
Doesn't feel that long.
No, and I'm like masochistic about it. I'm like, hit me harder.
Yeah, so like, look, now it's out there, and when people come investigating, we admitted it. We already said we're ahead of it. It's cool.
You know what I'll get in trouble for?
What's that?
Like calling customer support while I'm naked. That'll be my fucking downfall. They're like, yeah, he was naked. It's sexual assault.
The whole time. Yeah.
I don't announce it, but, they know. Shit.
Yeah, of course they know.
Yeah, so there's a lot of drama going on in the streaming sphere right now. And
just some weird stuff.
It's disappointing to see someone like Bentelect, do well. And it's disappointing to see someone like Linus be a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's not fun to hear, All
right, let's move on to the, that was the potatoes. Let's move on to the meat of the episode.
Yeah, let's go on to something not disappointing.
Yeah. So before we get into it, I'm gonna call you out a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
You're on record.
Yeah.
You are on the podcast saying to me that you would never.
Oh yeah, that's true. I did, didn't I?
You would never.
I forgot I said that.
Ever play this.
Baulders Gate 3, yeah.
You would never play it again. It was sour. It was ruined. And I said, dude, just give it some time. You said, no, there's nothing they can do.
Hey, Evan, I'd like you to consider this. Consider this real
okay,
fast. Go right. Fuck yourself.
All right.
Anyways.
So Baulders Gate went out of early access.
Yeah.
And had an official launch.
And here's the thing. Let me defend myself here.
It's fine.
Had this been like a normal release to a game, I would have stuck by my words.
Oh, if that was not early access, you would have been right.
Or even if that was early access, but the game released and like the reviews were like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I would have stuck to my word to the day I died.
Sure. But that's not what Larian brought to the table.
The reviews come out and they're like,
This is the game. This game cures
changed
cancer.
My life.
Yeah, it's like it cures your cancer if you play it.
My child came back from the dead.
Yeah, very, very Pet Cemetery like.
Yeah, but without the demons.
Right, it's like the good version of it.
Yeah, good end.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, like people are like, oh my god,
I've begun to love myself again.
I was blind and now I can see, like type of shit. Like 10 out of 10s across the fucking board.
Incredible. Yeah.
It is.
So okay.
It is.
I played
and let's be honest. Let's be honest. It's great.
Yeah, it's good.
It's not cure cancer great, but it's really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the contrarian here to an extent. Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna go on record here.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it in the past, but I've been playing D&D for 20 years.
Sure.
Yeah, and
it probably doesn't hit the way it hits for non-D&D players.
It just feels like it's the instant. It's the instant version of D&D. You know.
So here's what
the cup ramen of D&D.
So here's what I thought about it.
For what it is, it's great. It's a great video game.
I thought it would be really cool if they allowed people to mod it.
Yeah.
And then you could get like an Out of the Abyss type of game out of it. Because, I mean, a lot of the assets are already there.
Don't think that's outside of the realm of possibility.
Right. So that was it's not. And that's kind of where I got excited.
They've had Dungeon Master type modes in previous games, Larian.
Right. And that's kind of where I got excited with it because it's a solid system.
Right. I think it converts 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons as faithfully as a video game possibly could.
Right. And I think having kind of the bones already set up, that really opens a door for like incredible modded content.
So much could be done in this.
So now we both were on it early access. Like the week it came out, we picked it up.
We both jumped on it, and I immediately got very upset.
Yeah, you had more issues than I did.
Yeah.
So my game didn't crash as much as yours did. But I played it for probably like 15 hours or something. And then I was like, you know what? This will be better in a year. Same thing with Cyberpunk, and I put it down.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I got no further than 5 minutes at a time before my game would crash.
You had a lot of issues.
Yeah,
with it.
It kept dumping my save file. It was real bad.
But it's a real testament to Larian to release something early access,
to
listen
say, hey,
to the feedback.
We're trying to fix this. What needs
fixing?
Like
what needs, and not for nothing, NetherRealm is doing the same thing with Mortal Kombat. Like the stress test was a totally different game than the beta.
Right. A few great studios doing the right shit to make great games.
Listening to your fans.
Right.
Realizing that their input matters.
And we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that.
And, as a result, you make great games. Everyone I've talked to is hyped for MK.
Yeah. Baulders Gate is, as far as games go, it's incredible.
Yeah, they added controller support. That makes it a little more accessible.
The depth of that game is insane. The amount of choice, the amount of story and character that they've added.
Even the look. It looks great.
Yeah. Plays good.
It is a well put together game.
Yeah. There's nothing
no
really to complain about.
microtransactions.
No, nothing. They are like, hey, here's a complete video game. That's it. There's your purchase. You don't have to buy anything else.
They may throw a DLC later on, but like...
Sure.
But like, it would be very much akin to The Witcher, right?
That's selling us more game.
Right.
That's
you're not selling us a skin or an armor set or whatever.
Or instant power or whatever it may be. It's, hey, we saw that you really liked that game. We made more of it. Here,
right.
You can buy it if you want.
Now, with all the good...
God damn.
With all the good that is... Yeah, there's a few studios that are doing it.
So good, though.
With all the good that has come out of Baulders Gate, some of the most toxic and negative responses from developers
have weird.
Have kind of surfaced.
Up. Yeah. Like some tweets and other reactions.
Like a lot of the reactions from people in the industry are don't get used to it.
Right, like, hey, just so you all know, that's not what normal looks like, and it's never going to be.
Right. And so, after that kind of happened, and again, I think not to take any sides with the devs who said that kind of shit, but I think it comes more from a place with we know how these AAA studios work. They will never let us make something like Baulders Gate. They'll never let us not include microtransactions.
Look, you're a nicer person than me if you think that's where it's coming from.
I honestly do. I mean, because you have to figure a lot of these guys would want to make the best game possible.
You think, maybe.
But then why?
But
why are you
hold
even
on.
fucking wasting your life doing it then?
Because some people are lazy, man. Or not even lazy, but they don't. Not everyone's striving to be the best,
That's
the
insane to me.
Because you look at what Larian puts out, and it's the best in that sphere right now.
Right? They you're going to take the time to make it.
And their competition looked at it and said, "Can't do that." Okay, might as well tell everyone that. It's weird that they said, "Yeah, we're not going to try that hard."
I think what's kind of crazy is it's very akin to kind of what Disney does with their movies.
Yeah.
Like if a movie flops, it's not the writer's fault, it's not the director's fault, it's the consumer's fault for not seeing it.
Right.
And
that's what the big studios have gotten used to.
But here's what's happening. Everyone has tightened their belt.
Yep.
Right? And I don't know about you, but I don't have a ton of time.
No, I don't have a lot at all, actually.
I am not interested in playing mediocre games anymore.
No.
And that's kind of the big deal for me, is that I'm not going to buy an Assassin's Creed game just because it's 90 hours.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want a Ghost of Tsushima. I want a God of War.
Something that's tight.
Right.
Something that's well executed.
Hold on. Ghost, I put over 100 hours in, but that game is a work of art.
Right.
I'm willing to put the time in if the developers and the studio have put the effort in to earn it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of consumers feel that way now. Is look, you have to earn my time.
Right. The thing is, there's just... Okay, I always throw sports games under a bus. I don't know whether I ever have on here before, but look, you get your 2K21, 2K22, 2K23, whatever sports game, right?
Yeah, it's the same game with an updated roster.
But the issue is that's becoming everything nowadays. Your Call of Duties might be 2K21, 2K22, so on and so forth.
Well,
you know what I mean?
It suffers from almost like the Marvel syndrome. Where when it first came out, we had a few every year, and now it's every other month.
Right.
It's just it's too much.
Well, it's too much. Nothing much changes. Nothing of importance is happening. Nothing, it's stagnant.
Here's the
Nothing
thing.
moves forward. The only thing that gets added are new microtransactions, new battle passes, all of this garbage.
But the thing of it is, right, is that the you're always going to have stands.
It's just bloat.
Right? You're always going to have stands.
Sure, I guess.
You will. It's just the way of the world, man.
People who just stand by it for no reason.
Right. But I didn't play Diablo 4.
Right.
I'm not playing Diablo. I have no interest in doing a microtransaction buy this skin game.
Sure.
I think people are looking are using my mentality more. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's a cool game, but I can't. I don't want to be bothered with all the bullshit.
Hey, look, I dropped Halo.
Yeah, so did I.
Halo for me was like a core memory. I remember,
bro. I get it. We were doing LAN parties.
11 years old.
I remember.
Yeah. Bring it,
dude.
Lugging
Halo 2.
my massive Xbox
Halo 2,
to my friend's house.
Midnight launch.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So we could play Hang 'em High.
The most iconic game. The hype around it, just absurd. And nowadays, I just don't care. Because what it's devolved into is this microtransaction heavy,
right?
Content slim.
Battle pass.
It's nothing. It's nowhere resembles what it originally was.
The only way, there's only two ways that I think you
so
can
much
do
less
it.
game.
I think you have to either go the Baulders Gate route, where there's no nothing. Like here's a completely shipped product.
Yep.
Or I would even argue that you can go like an MK11 route, where you can buy certain skins with time crystals. There are other ways to earn it, and you can earn time crystals in the game. You don't have to spend $1.
So long as the ability to earn the currency is at a reasonable rate.
Sure, and I would even argue that with like modern, like Call of Duty,
the thing, or that whatever you spend money on can't buy power.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing with Call of Duty.
Right.
I played that. I played it hard for a bit.
Sure.
I got enough coins just from playing it to be able to buy the battle pass, so I never had to pay for it. And then once you get it, as long as you complete it, you get the next one.
That's good.
So
it's not a terrible system,
right? So if you're going to do it that way, I'm more forgiving. It's still a shitty system, but it's the best version of a shitty system.
I prefer shipping complete games.
I agree.
Or, hey, I've got nothing wrong with expansions, like we said before. Hey, if Baldur's Gate wants to sell more game, I'm willing to buy it at this point.
I think Phantom Liberty looks great. Obviously, the Witcher DLCs were insane. And even the Mortal Kombat stuff. You get characters, you get even
it's because
an addition to the story mode.
I don't dislike those with like fighting games and such, because generally you get a full roster from the get-go, and then it's just expansions to it, which is fun.
Right.
You know, eventually they release a complete version that sells it all anyways.
Right. So if you don't want to be a part of it, you can just wait and then,
pick it up when that happens. You know, I love them. I don't. There's good ways of doing this.
I don't understand.
I don't know why devs don't want to do it that way.
Right, but I can't imagine. Like, that's what I'm saying is it the devs just being like, we don't want to make good games, or is it just like they're never going to let us not put in?
It's a little of both, I think.
You think column A, column B type of thing?
I think the execs are like, hey, making the best games doesn't make the most money. And then I think you do have a lot of devs who join those studios and kind of adopt that same outlook of just like, I don't have to make the best thing. Making the best thing, right. I can make something, passable or all right. And it's still going to sell the best in the world. Who cares?
Well, you know what I think, though? I think, and I'll call Microsoft out on this. I think they're responsible for a lot of this, is that because Game Pass exists.
Really? You think Game Pass is at fault?
No. This is a positive thing.
Oh, okay.
Because Game Pass exists, right? A lot of consumers have been exposed to indie games that they would never play.
Have touched before, yeah. I agree.
And as a result, they're going, it's a different feeling, but I had just as much fun playing. Or more playing this game than I did playing this AAA game that cost me $70.
This indie game with a team of like 20 people.
Right.
Yeah. Made something that I enjoyed. Maybe more than any of these AAA studios with hundreds or thousands of employees. Maybe it didn't last as long. Maybe it was only like a 5-10 hour game. But
then there's another one.
Right.
And I think as a result of that, now that people are exposed to sort of these indies, and they're like, oh yeah, it has kind of the same bugs as a AAA game. They're going, well, you need to kind of step your shit up, AAA. Like, if we're going to give you the money that we're going to give you,
why are we running into the same thing?
Right. We shouldn't be having the same type of bugs. We shouldn't be having the same lack of content.
Right.
We're more forgiving for an indie dev because
they have 20 people. How many hours, manpower hours do they have to put into this game?
But say an Activision Blizzard with 8,000 employees.
Right. It's not the same for them.
Right. Or even a Bungie, right, with Destiny. Like, that's another huge...
Yep.
They're awful with their stores and the microtransactions.
Insane.
It's really a fucked up business model.
Because you see things with like Bungie saying, "Oh no, we couldn't possibly put out more armor sets that you can earn." However, they're putting out shit constantly on their shop.
Like 6 or 8
things
different
that you can
armors.
buy. Same goes for Blizzard. They're released some terrible update to Diablo 4. They destroyed the game.
Yeah, they made it incredibly difficult, right?
Yeah. They just like, oh no, people are succeeding too quickly. And
right, we want you to grind.
Right, because that's what causes engagement.
Right.
And they've had to roll it back. It's so bad.
Well, I think
the backlash from their audience was so severe.
I think what it is this horrible mutated version of like WoW.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like WoW had a lot of grindy stuff, but it was never egregious in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it just seems like their mentality now is like, oh, our fans are willing to grind.
Right. And we can increase the grind to keep them playing more.
We're not willing to grind because there are so many different choices now.
Right. Well, they had a massive exodus a while back over to Final Fantasy.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is like, look.
They are. They're feeling the backlash now.
Interest in grinding. I don't like predatory microtransactions. Right. And if your game has that kind of shit, I'm just not going to play it.
Right. And to tie it all back in, that's another part of like the weird backlash is people have been saying, oh, well, Larian Studios that made Baulders Gate is one of these big studios. It has like what?
400 employees.
400 employees, which is a lot.
It's bigger than an indie developer, but it's not as big as an Ubisoft or an Activision Blizzard.
And look, to defend it, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean to say.
I would say they're on scale with Bungie because Bungie has about 500 employees. So, like, if you look at Destiny, that would be kind of your sort of bar as far as that goes. Like 400 or 500 employees can make Baldur's Gate,
right,
or Destiny,
complete full. Here's the thing: Baldur's Gate is going to be a long game for me.
Oh, it's
I
there's
barely
so much
scratched
content.
The surface.
There's so much
I've
content.
Sunk some hours in.
Yeah, there's an incredible amount of content.
I don't know. I'm probably rambling at this point on the topic. I don't want to go too far off the rails.
I'm just curious to see what everybody else thinks too. Like, obviously, a lot of our listeners are into gaming and everything. I want to know what you guys think. I mean, are you down for microtransactions? Like, I get it in some instances. It's not the worst thing in the world.
Right.
But do you feel like a lot of these companies are just abusing that system? I don't want to play mobile games on my AAA titles.
Exactly.
And I
don't buy a console to do that.
Right. They're all starting to feel that way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a problem.
I don't know. All right. With that one, let's put this one to bed.
We'll let it go.
You know, we got to play some Baldur's Gate. Paul, as always. Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, yeah.
What do you got going on?
Look,
I'm looking.
I was gonna release a video. We're gonna get some of those Terminators from the Leviathan box all painted up.
Yeah.
You don't get to have that. The video corrupted.
Oh no.
Yeah. No. That was great. It was like a week worth of my time.
You are just fighting your technology.
It's demons always.
Yeah, I hate it. I'm living it too, man. I'm knee deep in the ink.
Trying to kit bash a little Salamanders captain together for you guys. We'll see how that turns out.
Rad. All right, guys, so that's episode 67 of The Corner. You know where we're at. CatalystCrafting.com is the main website. Catalyst Creations NH is the Etsy store. Buy some shit in bulk.
Yeah,
we like that. We like the bulk orders.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think? Have you seen the Meg 2? Do you agree with me on the Meg 1 being the superior shark film? How do you guys feel about Charles Bagnet not being Mario anymore?
Yeah, why do you think Nintendo let him go?
Yeah, what's up with that? Are you a fan of Bentelect?
Maybe not.
I hope not.
If you are, leave.
Yeah. And are you playing Baldur's Gate? Or are you one of the 10 people that isn't right now?
Yeah, are you a game developer? Do you hate it?
Right. Just hate to see what can actually be done for a studio that cares. Right. Let us know in the comments. All right, crew. Catch you on the next one.